By the authority conferred on me by the University, I award you the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Gwiniwsles y coetja, to firkinochas arm fen siagas is prifleid ves an ylsgal sia is glachgw leis an came doctorate sia. Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor, fellow graduates, Gwini Corps, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to be here at this university today. And I would like to thank the very Professor Shebas for his warm and generous remarks. They mean all the more to me because I am personally aware of Professor Shebas's work, Professor Castellino's valuable work on human rights at the Irish Centre for Human Rights at the National University of Ireland, Galway, and particularly the work of both of them and their staff and all the graduates they have assisted in their work for minorities and migrants, including in Dr. Castellino's case, travellers. I'm honoured and delighted to receive the award of Doctor of the University of Middlesex at this graduation ceremony for the School of Law. It is a privilege to join graduating students and their families on this very important day as we celebrate your achievements in various fields of law and the humanities. Agus tris liam love galer, I congratulate you all on your work. It is a day indeed for you and your family to acknowledge and take pride in the efforts, sacrifices, and commitment that made this day and this celebration possible. And I warmly congratulate you and them on it. It recognizes and honors your work and your sacrifices, your commitment to intellectual work. And may I commend the University of Middlesex and the School of Law on its increased focus on international human rights, complementing the traditional strengths of the School of Law in employment and health and safety law. It is a source of real pleasure to me that so many of the leading professors and academics at the School of Law here, all experts in their field, are of Irish origin or associations. As well as Professor Joshua Castellino, these include my good friend, as I've said, and former colleague at the National University of Ireland in Galway, Professor Bill Shebas, whose published work on the International Criminal Court on the crime of genocide and the abolition of the death penalty is regarded as the seminal work in these fields. And as a fellow sociologist myself, I'm also delighted to acknowledge Professor Louise Ryan. The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Michael Driscoll, has of course strong Irish lineage, and over 150 students currently studying at the London campuses of the university are Irish-born, with a great many more of Irish descent. I am delighted that so many of the university's faculty also enjoy strong academic links with Irish universities, in particular with the Irish Centre for Human Rights. I've had the pleasure and the privilege of knowing many of them during my own time at the National University of Ireland, Galway, and during the time I had the honour of being an adjunct professor at the Irish Centre for Human Rights, and to share their interest and work in the promotion of human rights. The Irish people, I say so as President of Ireland, owe a great debt to Professor Shebas and Castellino and their staff for establishing Ireland as an activist in human rights advocacy and advancement, and most valuably in areas and among peoples of the greatest vulnerability, such as the stateless people of the Rohingya in North Arakan state of Western Burma. In 2010, Joseph Powderly and Nancy Prudhomme with Professor Shebas published, for example, a valuable report on the Rohingya people that was funded by the Irish Department of Foreign Affairs. I congratulate the university on the recent relocation of the European Human Rights Advocacy Centre under the directorship of Professor Philip Leach to this university as part of the School of Law. This surely will further strengthen the university's international standing in human rights, research, scholarship, and advocacy, and will act as a source of inspiration to your students. Students here today have benefited from the vibrant research culture at your School of Law, a culture that fosters intellectual activity and inquiry, and the acquisition, above all, of critical capacity. This level of critical thinking will be crucial for your life in the field of law, where the protection and promotion of human rights and social justice through the equitable application of the law will I know be at the heart of your work. And may I marfacal skirk and creek coalition may the rum. As you prepare to embark on careers or further studies, you will have been reminded by your teachers that your academic formation here was not a preparation for a life of passivity or of unquestioning acceptance of so-called inevitabilities. It aims rather to prepare you for a life of creative and ethical thought, a life that seeks to be the arrow and not the target of social, economic and political change, and a life that will make a positive difference in the fragile and interdependent world we all share together. You are graduating at a time when old paradigms of thought are perishing, with great consequences of a social and personal kind for so many. New connections between law, society, economy, diplomacy, and international relations are emerging. Putting the stamp of humanity on these will be your challenge, and may I hope that it is your achievement. It is your generation that must bring us through what is the intellectual winter of our times, towards the promise of a worthy intellectual spring. Once again, I renew my thanks to the Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, and the University Executive, and to Professor Shebas and Professor Castellino and their colleagues. I am delighted and proud to accept this honorary doctorate. Mille mark, thank you very much, and may I wish you and your families and your friends the day that you deserve to enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.